Alright YouTube, it is time for another video review. This is one that just came out within the last week or so, and I received it and just completed my first read through of it last night. So if you're not familiar with this particular cover, this is the Belarion edition of the two Antichrists, and it is in a slipcase just like the Red Goddess that came out recently. I was thinking about getting just the paperback, and then I saw the hardback, and for a little bit more, you can get this hard slipcase edition of the two Antichrists, which unfortunately I think I'm already getting a little spoiled on, just with the overall production. Now, the more familiar cover art with a dust jacket is going to be this inverted cross, which is on the front and the back, and Scarlet Imprint, of course, is just absolutely amazing with their production, and they're somehow stepping it up even further. You can kind of see a introduction there on the dust jacket, and the main reason I wanted to get this is the very well made full leather binding of the special edition hardback. You can see it's got the silver pages, it's got the cross on the cover, and then on the spine it's got Peter Gray, two Antichrists, and Scarlet Imprint. Now you can see just the overall, the tight stitching that is used here on this book. But then you can also see where the lines are, and then the stitching on both ends. So it feels just amazing. I don't know if it's because it's a thinner book, it just feels even tighter. Or it's because this is the second production that they've done like this for Scarlet Imprint. But it's got Peter Gray's signature in the bottom right. And then just the overall table of contents. So if you're fairly new to the Occult or Scarlet Imprint in general, the Apocalyptic Witchcraft it's not a sequel to the Red Goddess. Remember, the Red Goddess was reproduced this past month or so, but it came out several years ago. So it was the Red Goddess, Apocalyptic Witchcraft, Lucifer Princeps also came out. Then you've got the two Antichrists, and Lucifer Praxis will be coming out next year. So these are all kind of like almost the flagship, in a way, of Scarlet Imprint's productions. So this ties in with Apocalyptic Witchcraft, which ties in with the Red Goddess, and they're all kind of companions to the Lucifer Princeps, Lucifer Praxis line. But it opens up, just to give you a quick overview of the book, it opens up with a study of Jack Parsons and Neil Hubbard and a few other individuals with the OTO. That's the core of the book. It begins talking about our current reliance on technology and the current state of witchcraft, which is again where it ties into Apocalyptic Witchcraft, which you can get readily available as a paperback, and I highly recommend it. And then it goes through and looks at Jack Parsons as he was he worked for the government. He was involved in their rocket and I think space program. And there's even a Netflix series about him, which I haven't watched yet. It also, of course, is heavily talked about with Aleister Crowley. So him and Jack Parsons would be the two Antichrists mentioned in the name of this book. If you get towards the end into the appendix, there is some references to scripture and the use of Antichrist. There is also, which I appreciated this, the Reformed Antichrist Rite. So there's 7 requirements. You can go through those, and then there's a new Antichrist rite that you can go through. And I like that they included that. Sorry, let me actually go back here. This is number 147 of 210 of the Belarion edition. But I'm not somebody who is a huge fan of Aleister Crowley or anything like that. I know he's extremely influential for what he's done with magic. As a person, I don't know of anybody who actually really likes him or would have liked to have met him for his personality. But this book, I think, is a great, it's a great summary or introduction to Jack Parsons and how he related to Neil Hubbard. It talks about Neil Parsons' wife. Like I said, it talks about Aleister Crowley. There's a few excerpts from notes that were written between this group. So it's a very interesting concept, and even somebody who doesn't really have any interest in Thelema, it's a very good book. For most people, if you're not a collector, the paperback would be fine. Or you could even get, I think there's an e-publication if you just wanted to read through it as like a PDF. But again, I think it's a great addition to Scarlet Imprint. That's one of the things I like about them is it's all occult focused, but they're jumping around to a lot of topics. And like I said, this ties in with their earlier works. So pick it up if you have the chance. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Thanks.